what's up, y'all? It's popping in today. Bossy Reaction has been by Sunny V2. It's titled Co-Stars Who Hated Each Other Off Camera. Of course, they are Drake and Josh in the thumbnail. I already reacted to a whole video about that whole ordeal. It makes me very sad because I loved that show. I loved it so much. But yeah, let's hear what he has to say about them and the other co-stars. Let's watch.
Him and Jamie from Mythbusters couldn't stand each other.
Jamie and I don't get along very well. That's not a secret we've had.
While Drake and Josh weren't exactly buddies either.
We made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close.
However, let's begin by talking about Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, who ironically play the inseparable lovers Romeo and Juliet.
That was her. I never seen this movie, to be honest, but I have seen like little clips and I know of the movie. So I knew that he was in it with a woman. Oh my God. I know her from Homeland. Oh, I love that show. That is one of my favorite shows of all time. But yeah, I didn't know that she was acting way back then. That's crazy.
Prior to filming the movie, the actors had spoken very highly of one another.
Claire Danes is the most fantastic young actress I've ever come across.
However, in his early days, Leo would always pull elaborate pranks on his co-stars, which was appreciated by some people on set, but despised by others like Claire Danes. He tried to pull multiple pranks on Danes when the cameras weren't rolling, and the young actor wasn't having it. It's rumored that the young actress found Leo a little immature. For the very same reason, DiCaprio found Danes to be uptight and overly serious, and as a result, according to some sources, the pair barely spoke to one another when not filming scenes together. Roughly 1 year later, Danes was offered but turned down the lead female role in Titanic, with some speculating that she was simply uninterested in doing another film with DiCaprio. Despite this, the two
Hey girl, you fucked up because that would have set your career off. Oh well, actually, what the fuck is Kay doing now? Maybe not. But that movie was a huge.
Always talked highly of one another in public.
The dude is a genius. He's been a genius for decades now.
Which wasn't the path taken by Kevin Smith after figuring out that Bruce Willis was a complete and utter dick. The two had agreed to collaborate on a 2010 movie called Cop Out, and 2 years prior in 2008, Kevin Smith praised Bruce Willis for being his favorite actor and biggest inspiration. However, as the two began working together, Kevin Smith realized he should have never met his hero. Despite Smith being the film's director, Willis refused to take any direction, with Smith later stating, "I was going at it like Bruce, do it like this. I was directing Bruce the way I direct everybody else." And Bruce was like, "I've been acting like Bruce Willis for 25 years. Do you really think there's anything you're gonna tell me that I don't know?" At a later point during filming, Bruce Willis threatened to punch Kevin Smith, after which Willis had to be separately photoshopped into the movie's posters as he refused to turn up to the photo shoots. On top of this, Willis failed to attend the party celebrating the movie's completion, where Kevin Smith made a toast stating, "I want to thank everyone who worked on the film, except for Bruce Willis." In a 2013 interview, Willis clapped back by stating, "Poor Kevin, he's just a whiner, you know. We had some personal issues about how we approached work. I don't have an answer for him. I'm never gonna call him out and lay him out in public. Sometimes you just don't get along, although this isn't the end of the story." After Willis was recently diagnosed with aphasia, Kevin Smith took to Twitter writing, "Long before any of the cop-out stuff, I was a big Bruce Willis fan. So this is really heartbreaking to read. He loved to act and sing, and the loss of that has to be devastating for him. I feel like an asshole for my petty complaints from 2010, so sorry to BW and his family," which is a much nicer ending compared to that of Sylvester Stallone and Richard Gere. The two met whilst filming a movie called The Lords of Flatbush, where Stallone instantly disliked Gere's demeanor, stating, "We never hit it off. He would strut around in his oversized motorcycle jacket like he was the baddest knight at the round table, although the real argument came when the two were eating lunch together." Stallone stated, "I was eating a hot dog and he climbs in with a half a chicken covered in mustard with grease nearly dripping out of the aluminium wrapper. I said, 'That thing is gonna drip all over the place.' He said, 'Don't worry about it,' which was followed by Richard Gere spilling grease all over Stallone's pants. As a result, Stallone, quote, elbowed him in the side of the head, after which the director chose to replace Richard Gere with a different actor altogether. Despite this taking place more than 50 years ago, Stallone has stated, 'To this day he seriously dislikes me,' which is an ending also shared by Ariana Grande Grande and Jeanette McCurdy after their one and only season of Sam and Cat. When the show came to an end in 2014, Ariana Grande made an extensive heartfelt twit-longer thanking everybody involved in the production except for the other main co-star Jeanette McCurdy. This implied that the two weren't as close as the show suggested, which was confirmed at a later date when Jeanette stated the following.
She would have to miss work because she's being pulled in all directions, so she's got to do radio shows, she's got to do the Billboard Awards, the Grammys. She's performing at the Grammys, and I'm like acting on the show with a box because they decided that like for that week her character needs to be trapped in a box so she can go perform at the Grammys.
As a result of this, Jeanette would write, Ariana misses work in pursuit of her music career while I act with a box. I'm pissed about it and I'm pissed at her, jealous of her, before expressing further jealousy in her memoir by attacking Ariana's upbringing. Ariana grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, and incredibly
Why is this book called I'm Glad My Mom Died? It says #1 New York Times bestseller. I feel like they say that about every book. Am I tripping? How everybody #1? They always say that. Anyway, that's a wild title. I wouldn't even want to read the book. But she's admitting that she was jealous. And girl, that's a personal problem. Don't blame Ponytail.
Healthy, idyllic town with a healthy mum who could buy her whatever she wanted whenever she wanted. Gucci bags, fancy vacations, and Shanell outfits. Jeanette's hatred toward Ariana always felt pretty pathetic. However, the feud between Will Smith and Janet Hubert reached a whole new level of petty jealousy. Janet played Will Smith's auntie in Bel Air and took an instant disliking to Will Smith as she felt it was unfair he'd been given a TV show at the age of 22. Will Smith later stated, I can straight up say that Janet Hubert wanted the show to be the Aunt Viv of Bel Air show. She said once, I've been in the business for 10 years and this snotty-nosed punk comes along and gets a show. To her, I'm the Antichrist. While Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton, also noted Janet was painful to work with. There were days when we were all on set and she would literally go off on people, and they got to a point by the time the second season came around where we're like, this is unacceptable. As someone who was seen as difficult, Janet was offered significantly less money to appear in the 4th season, encouraging her to quit, which is exactly what she'd do. However, this only increased her resentment toward Will, as she'd state, there will never be a reunion, as I will never do anything with an a-hole like Will Smith. He is still an egomaniac and has not grown up. This constant reunion thing will never ever happen in my lifetime unless there is an apology, which he doesn't know the word. Despite stating that there wouldn't be a Fresh Prince reunion, it did eventually happen in November 2020, where more than 30 years later, Janet was still convinced that Will had ruined her life, stating, I hated what you did, I just hated what you did. You took my career away of 30-something years, as Will Smith's comment...
No accountability. Everybody else is saying that you were terrible to work with too, girl. So what about how you contributed to your career ending?
Her being difficult made it hard for Janet to land work afterwards. At the end of their talk, the two made up and apologized, although Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey had no interest in doing so. They'd appear alongside one another in season 12 of American Idol, where their almost polar opposite personalities began to clash immediately.
I'm sorry. Are you going to do like Nicki? And I kind of feel like we're making her do.
I'm trying to help her as opposed to just
Well, I'm going to continue speaking.
Of course.
We're almost actually...
In a notable instance, the two had this argument mid-show where...
Nobody said every moment. Oh, excuse me, the music will cut me off. If I can I make... Oh, darling, may I express this to her as a singer? I just feel like what maybe trying to be expressed is just sing from your heart the entire time, and your notes will continue to shine regardless of the dirt that gets splattered around you.
After which Nicki threatened Mariah with violence.
Multiple people heard Nicki say, if I had a gun, I would shoot that
leading Mariah to state the following.
It felt like an unsafe work environment. I'm not going to take any chances, so yeah, I did hire more security.
In response to Mariah Carey's claims, Nicki responded by tweeting, hey y'all, let's just say Nicki said something about a gun. People will believe it because she's a black rapper. LaMayo, I'll then hit up Barbara and milk it, implying that Mariah had made the story up. Nicki then made another tweet reading, I guess it hurts to have the producers tell you to your face that Nicki is the best judge we've had since Simon, or poor you, keep them lies coming, implying that Mariah was also simply not not as good at judging. For obvious reasons, both judges quit the show after only one season, after which Mariah Carey stated this:
That was the worst experience of my life. I would never want to be involved with it again.
With Drake Bell and Josh Peck holding a similar opinion about returning to their most...
I need to tell all about that. Nicki needs to come out. I need more details about that child, because that sounded like it was a hot mess.
Go. While it seemed the two had a great time filming,
let's speed this up. I did a whole video about this.
Take to Twitter in 2017 writing, "When you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear. True colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear. Ties are officially cut. I'll miss you, brother." Which was followed by Drake flaming Josh via text for the very same reason.
I'm getting married that night, and I see these text messages from him, like cursing me out, coming for me. I'm like, on the night of my wedding.
The incident was a sad moment for fans of the show. However, 2 months later, then Makeup apologized and even posted a 12 million view video together, implying that the duo was on good terms. That would be until 2021, when Drake found himself in a bunch of legal trouble, after which Josh made the claim that they were never really friends.
Are you guys like not friends?
Not really, no. We made this thing that people really love, but maybe we weren't that close.
So you guys were never close during when you were filming, Drake and Josh? You were just kind of co-stars?
Obviously there were times where we were closer than not, but when inevitably the show ended, we were just totally different kids.
These statements have since been criticized, given they'd spent a large amount of time together outside of the show, with one of these critics being Drake Bell himself, who'd give numerous examples of them hanging out together.
That's what bugged me about it. He's like, we weren't friends, we didn't hang out.
Your Christmas party, the party that I made.
He came all the way to Riverside to support me.
Josh is clearly trying to distance himself from Drake's sketchy legal situation, given Josh is still actively booking movie roles in an industry where reputation is everything. There are obviously mixed reports about whether or not they liked each other as co-stars, although it seems obvious that they're now no longer on speaking terms, and neither are the two main hosts from Mythbusters. Adam Savage and Jamie Hyneman hosted the show for more than 12 years, after which an article was published reading, "The Mythbusters always had an amazing secret weapon. They can't stand each other." The article referenced an interview from Entertainment Weekly, in which Jamie stated, "We like to point out we've known each other for 25 years and never once sat down to have a dinner alone together. We sort of managed to tolerate each other. I think it's probably safe to say that continuing our on-screen relationship in front of the camera is probably not happening." To back this up, Adam stated this:
"No, I don't think Jamie and I will continue to work together on other projects. Jamie and I don't get along very well. That's not a secret we've held."
With him claiming it's not a secret they've held, as it was mentioned while the show was still running.
"We are not friends. We tend to drive each other batty. We have never, in the 21 years we've known each other, had dinner alone together. Our very different personalities means that we spend a lot of time in sort of conflict."
Periodically, their behind-the-scenes animosity spilled out onto the camera.
What kind of seconds were you counting there? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? What kind of seconds are those? Who counts like that?
So it's no surprise that Adam would also state this:
"There's a lot of fighting on camera. We got really mad at each other, like really significantly, vitriolically angry. We drive each other nuts every day. We get frustrated with each other on a daily basis."
However, the reason they're so proud of their awful friendship is because it's also their key to success.
The friction between Jamie and I has an integrity to it and a chemistry to it. We have respect for each other. We also drive each other absolutely batty.
"We're not afraid to say something that will hurt the other's feelings because we don't care," Savage says. "We consider it a point of pride that the right idea always wins. It doesn't matter whose it is. It's a working relationship based purely on respect and mutual gain, with their unconventional approach resulting in unconventional success as one of the most popular shows in TV history."
Okay, people seem to fuck with him. Maybe they viewed him as like an old, bitter couple. Just arguing all the time, but they fuck with it, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I need to know more tea about that Nicki and Mariah situation. There are so many unanswered questions, and I hope that she goes off on Queen Radio one day. I'm waiting for the day. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye!